Helping you find great things to see and do in the Greater Blue Mountains, this is the Ask Ros Blue Mountains podcast.
Welcome to episode 15 of the Ask Ros Blue Mountains podcast. Without doubt, one of the best kept secrets in the Blue Mountains is the Mount Victoria Museum. To learn more about it, I spoke with Tim Jones, the president of the Mount Victoria and District Historical Society. I started off by asking Tim, what was the origin of the Mount Victoria Museum?
Well, it's quite an amazing legacy. The museum itself opened in 1967, which was just prior to the 100th anniversary of railway coming to Mount Victoria. The society itself was in operation probably a year or two before that. And we've been there putting some wonderful history on display for over 50 years now.
How did the Society secure the use of the building?
Well, yes, the 100th anniversary of the railway coming, of course, was an impetus for some celebrations around the railway station, and thankfully, New South Wales Trains, or whatever they were called in the past, offered some space for the local historical society to put on a display for the 100th centenary. Now, from there, once the space was secured, I think the powers that be thought, well, this is a good idea. Let's, leave it in place, see how it goes. And initially, it was only about 5 rooms we had access to. But as the railway sort of changed use with the building, they've offered more and more space to now, we're up to 16 or 17 rooms of display.
That's extraordinary. And the building itself is historic, going back to 1884, I see.
Well, no, it goes back further than that. That's 1884 is for the railway refreshment rooms extension. The initial building was built just when the railway station came. It was much smaller, the sandstone part, and so that was 1868.
My goodness. And it's 2 floors. Now, you mentioned there's 16 or 17 rooms. That includes the old refreshment rooms. How many items would you think you'd have on display at any one time?
Well, it's there must be thousands of items, really, if you went into parts of crockery. We've got incredible old railway refreshment rooms, crockery, and all the silverware displays. Literally thousands of items.
And with the displays you have, do you focus on just the Mount Vic region, or do you encompass the whole Blue Mountains region?
We look at Mount Victoria and District. The society is called Mount Victoria District Historical Society. So we pretty much, we think Katoomba's, they've got well, sorted at that direction. Lithgow. So we're sort of everywhere between, Medlow Bath to just outside of Lithgow and the valleys, so Canimbla Valley. And we have some incredible parts of the collection have been donated from Hartley Valley, and extraordinary pioneering tools and old buggies and you name it.
And with the rooms, are the rooms themed? In other words, is it a particular, like a natural history one and a clothing and textile one, or are those things spread through the whole building?
Well, yes, it is to a degree theme. There is some spread because, for instance, we've got an incredible fashion and gown room upstairs with some beautiful old lace pieces and lovely old gentlemen's suits, and unfortunately, quite disabled visitors, of course, can't get upstairs. So we'd like to just have a few things from upstairs downstairs, so people that can't make it upstairs can get a little bit of a feel for what's on display up there. Hopefully, in the future, we'll be able to, create some interactive displays, which would allow people that can't get upstairs to actually, have like a virtual walkthrough.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, we're getting into some technology. We've got wonderful video projection that we put together for the 150th, which is on show all the time, and also some great little oral history, which you via a touchscreen.
Oh, right, okay. When did that come in?
Luckily, we received a grant for the Building Stronger Communities program, a federal government grant, and it's sort of a dollar for dollar thing. So that was before the 150th. So yeah, about January last year, we received the grant and merrily went off and got some wonderful equipment, and then all the systems were produced in-house by volunteers. So it's a really amazing amount of talent we have with our volunteer members that can put together these shows and work with the computers and the databases and the archiving and all that sort of.
That's wonderful. Now, what would you say? And this is a personal observation. What would you say was your favourite piece in the museum?
Oh, gee, that is so hard. My favourite piece. Well, I think there's a World War I light horse saddle that. Well, my grandfather was in the light horse, so it's some sort of connection through there, I guess. But I absolutely love that piece. And to think, it's got the stamps and the dates, and so it's been over to possibly Gallipoli, France. It's the light horseman, although he probably changed regiments while I was over there. He brought that saddle back with him, and someone has donated it to the museum. Absolutely touching.
That's fantastic. Now, you mentioned that there is wheelchair access on the ground floor. And how long would it take, let's say, an average couple just to go through the place? If a visitor today, listening to this, plans on visiting, how long should they set aside? Well,
yeah, I'd say at least an hour. Some people could probably do two. There's some fantastic collections to look at, and like for instance, we have a lot of school groups come in, and people say, school kids aren't interested in history. Rubbish. They love it. Sometimes we're crowbarring them out of the place 2.5 hours after they've come.
Now, your admission costs are adults are $5, children are $1 rather, and you're always welcome donations. Now, your hours are 12 noon to 3 p.m. Saturdays, Sundays, and school holidays, and you're open every day during the school holidays, 12 to 3.
Yes, and also public holidays as well.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes. And your museum is located right at the Mount Victoria Railway Station, and I would encourage anyone to set aside some time and go and walk through it. Tim, it's a wonderful place.
It is indeed.
And I appreciate your time today, Tim.
No worries.
Well, that's it for episode 15. Be sure to check out the Ask Roz website at askroz.com.au and our Facebook page, Ask Roz Blue Mountains. Thanks for listening.